I'd like to pay my respects for the spirits of the land here, where it is grey, but there's still some sun. Still looks quite nice. I know it's going to rain today, but gotta appreciate every day, don't you? Okay, so we currently still have the moon in Virgo up until 12:07 today, where it is going to move into Libra. Okay, so Mercury is still not making any applying aspects to anything. So Mercury is still, yeah, Mercury's, yep, still just doing his own thing. So when it moves into Libra, is then going to be ruled by, good morning, by Venus, who is, oh, she's opposing Pluto and square Hygieia. Good morning, Kathy. Kathy and Kathy. Kathy and Kath, how are you? Um, and Cara, good morning. Hey, Cara, I'm going to be in Scamander on Sunday. How about we get a few people together and do a lifers coffee morning on Sunday morning? Anyway, something to consider. I was thinking about it last night. You and April and Amby, maybe, Heather, maybe. Good morning, Jay. Excellent. Oh, that's quite early, isn't it? Go you. All right. So it's back to today. Okay. So now, in the words I wrote, all right. So now we have Venus in Leo, ladies. Yay! Venus has got her crown on. I so need a crown. I'll have to get one. All right. Amazing. So, oh, sorry about that. So that once quiet voice in your head has is starting to get loud and it has things to say. All right, identify the trigger. So really sort of feel into what is this, because it could be fury, it could be like okay. So identify that feeling and work towards finding a solution. Good morning, Louise, how are you? And I want you to stand tall and proud. Now, there's a few things that I wanted to talk about with this one, because it's so the moon is doing quite a lot of stuff today. So here we have that emotional connection. So that's why it's a very type of day. So we have moon sextile Venus, all good, but it's opposing Neptune. All right, so moon opposition Neptune. So Neptune's now freshly retrograde. So that moon in Virgo that's trying to analyze things, it's coming up against this fogginess, and if we don't look within to identify, that's where that confusion can come in. All right. So, but it's also trine Pluto. So if you do stop and take a moment to feel into it, there's likely going to be something that you can identify from this. All right. It's also in conjunct Hygieia. Now remember that in conjunction, I do love them. You are the one that needs to brace your core to find the balance, all right? Especially with the moon moving into Libra, which is about balance and diplomacy and working things out with people, all right? It's let's try to get on an even keel here. Now the moon is also coming up to conjunct Lilith, all right? So here's another one with Venus in Leo and the moon conjunct Lilith. Now, in the sky, Lilith and the South Node, which is the things that we need to release, are also conjunct. So right now, the Moon, I think it's Lilith, South Node. Oh, sorry, Moon in Virgo, Lilith in Libra, and then the South Node in Libra. So what does that mean? With all of like Venus is opposing Pluto, all right? So Venus is now looking into that area over there, and she's starting to see things as well, all right? And she's square Hygieia. So there is something that doesn't feel good about it. Here we are. We need to identify what this feeling is, all right? Because with Hygieia in it, that's our mental health and well-being. With Pluto, there's shit coming up. With Neptune, it's a little bit confusing or foggy. And like, there's just so many layers to this. This is good morning, April. So this is why we need to actually just take a minute to just sit in this space and just have a feel into it, all right? Because the sun is sextile Mars, which is with Mars Uranus. We've got that volatility. And I know yesterday I had a little bit of a rant, but holy shit, like the whole world is waiting, is just waiting for war. Like, have a look, geopolitics, like all of the countries that are just about to go to war with each other. All right, so that moment on the 16th when when Mars conjuncts Uranus, I just don't feel good about it at all. Anyway, back to today. All right, so we have that Venus opposition Pluto is at midnight tonight, basically. But at the same time, we have, okay, so Lilith is those things that are suppressed and repressed in us, squashed. Don't talk, be a good girl. All right, and that South Node is the stuff that we let go of. All right, so when Venus does her opposition to Pluto, at the same time, we've got Lilith, Moon, South Node. All right, so I know it's at midnight, but I mean, if you're in the Northern Hemisphere watching this is going to be in your day. So what are the things that you're identifying that need to be spoken about? The things that you would not normally say that are going to make all the difference, all right? I don't know. It's just this courage and bravery, Sun sextile Mars, all right? So overall, that sextile to Mars is giving you the confidence and bravery to speak the words, all right? Because it's about comfort and security, and Mars is in Venus's sign. So he is looking to her for inspiration, and she's looking at Pluto right now, going, "Oh my God, I did not realize the depth of the darkness, or whatever." She's looking into Pluto's realm. So at the end, I wrote, "Stand tall and proud, and take no shit from anyone." And I don't really mean like get your like be all like, don't fuck with me," but I just mean like know within yourself that your words are valuable and important. And, with the whole Hygieia, you are implementing strategies and safeguards. All right. Unless you identify what that uncomfortable feeling is, you don't know where to act. All right. So, and if you're just, you know, if you're frazzled or overwhelmed and you're not taking the time to actually sit within yourself and try to identify that discomfort, all right, because it is all about, comfort is Taurus. So we've got Mars and Uranus shaking the shit out of your comfort and security right now. All right, so politically, everybody is um just waiting for the other shoe to drop. You know, I was having a talk with Mick last night, and just when because he does a lot of yeah, I know, April, I know. Well, you know what? I just want to give you the heads up for next week as well, like I do this so that you guys can reinforce yourself, so that you know what's coming. Like on Monday when the Scorpio moon starts, like I just want you to, if you need to wrap yourself in cotton wool for a couple of days, then do that. But we're really getting to the point where, like over the weekend, you make it see, okay, so if you do have a look inside, tomorrow shows signs of awareness, all right? And realizations that allow you to release these things. And April, however old you are, you've got that many decades of shit to let go of. Your inner child, or your authentic self has grabbed tidbits of that reality and holds on strongly for those. You might not have had a traumatic childhood, but there's still going to be little fucked up sayings in your head that age thinks is real. So when I'm not saying I don't want this 7 hour deep reflection. It's more of a, oh, I feel something. What could that be? All right. So like I said, the weekend shows realizations, and then like Sunday. So from Sunday, there's just with the current state of the world. Like this is, I just want you to reinforce the fact that there might be some sensitive stuff Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, coming up to the second Capricorn full moon on Sunday the 20th. So this is another one, April, is that, you know, at the beginning of the month and the end of the month, we have two full moons in Capricorn, one at 1 degree and one at 29 degrees. So it doesn't happen that often. It's a blue moon. So you know, it is speaking. Hi Lisa, how are you? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys. I just want you to be prepared. All right? Because if you're prepared, you get to look at other people that are having meltdowns and go, you're just not aware, you know, and awareness is everything, you know, like special in aisle two. You know, just be aware that something's going on and you need to, yeah, cotton wool, you know, or just stay away. You know, like actually no, you can't just know shit's coming and ignore it. But, you know, like I said, you've got the heads up. So, and it's a Scorpio full moon and the second full moon. Like, okay, so the first full moon and the second full moon. All right, if you want to detach from it and have a look at it as in Capricorn, it's the business structures of our life. It's how we organize ourselves. It's our priorities, processes, you know, terms and conditions, all of that Saturn stuff. Saturn, however, is in Pisces, and you know, like government is also Capricorn. So this is another reason why we are so precarious at the moment. You know, not only do we have that Mars Uranus conjunction in Taurus, which is all about money. You know, good morning, Sally. And you're so welcome, Lisa. You know, like, so this is all about money and resources all over the world. You know, that country wants that country. Do you know, like, did you know that China and Russia are now doing military drills together? The two other great world powers, well, you know, like, no, I don't mean that. There's plenty of great world powers around right now. But you can see, like, Pluto moving back into Capricorn, a double Capricorn full moon, Mars Uranus conjunction. Like, we are walking on eggshells right now. Absolutely, April. It is scary, you know, like, you know, like what are the futures that we're giving to our children? Like, I sat there with Mick last night and I was just like, fuck. You know, I was listening to all the things that he's recently learned, and I'm like, oh my God, good morning, Jody. How are you? Oh my God, we're on another little bit of a scary rant like yesterday. So anyway, I'll come back. All right. So for today, all right. So identify the feeling, and after lunch, when the moon moves into Libra, that's when we can sort of, you know, the moon in Virgo is more about identifying those details. Okay, doing the analysis, looking for the information. All right. So when it goes into Libra, and Venus is doing that thing where she's scrutinizing, all right? She's looking into those depths. And Pluto has got a big tray of diamonds because how are diamonds made? Under the earth and under pressure. All right. So you may be feeling pressure right now, but if you can detach from the potential trauma, I'm only saying trauma because it's Pluto, all right, and that dark side, that uncomfort, that discomfort of the underworld, which is valuable, you know. So Venus is being shown these diamonds of influence, and you know, with that Lilith Moon South Node, she's able to speak up. She's able to emotionally find her own balance. Remember, there was also that in conjunct with Hygeia. Like, what do I need to do? What do I need to adjust so that my mental health and well-being is the thing that is the most important on my plate? All right, because Venus is also square Hygeia. Okay, so, you know, and with that Lilith Moon South Node, she's able to speak up, identify what needs to happen to find that inner balance, and let go of the things that are holding her back. You know, and you know, the South Node is the things that we've already done. We're good at that. We've had enough of that. You know, I'm not saying that the South Node is always bad. It's not. It's just the things that we can let go of so that we can more easily move towards the North Node. We can easily, like, let go of all the rocks in our pockets that we've picked up along the way. That, you know, oh my God, how many of you have like 50,000 like, I've got a tray over there and there's got to be like 200 crystals on that tray, you know, and not that those crystals are heavy, but you know, if you were a kid like myself and many of us, which found pretty rocks, you know, and along the way, we're now in our 40s and 50s and we've picked up a lot of pretty rocks, you know. So, so we can identify, we can, maybe when we're pulling those little rocks out, we can go, oh, that's that experience, letting that go, and maybe those little rocks can be post markers, when you see piles of rocks on the side of the road to say go here or there. So, maybe you can do that so future generations, that whole Chiron, we learn our lessons and then we help others in the future. Good morning, Kathy. Oh, thank you, Sally. So, yeah, so identify the feeling, see what needs to be done so that you can find the balance, and absolutely keep that crown on your head straight, proud, and shiny. Okay? So, and just remember that, when you're dealing with people that have no self-awareness, they're the ones that are going to be making trouble because they're just not stopping, they're not thinking, they're not aware of their own behavior. So yeah. Oh, guys. Oh, guys, but it is moving into a Libra moon, so that's a bit nicer. But like I said, Venus is a little bit sensitive right now. She's come out of a nice warm house where she's been baking cookies, and she's surveying her realm now, going, "Oh my God, I've left it this long, and I've left other people in charge of my realm, and now I have to get all my power back." So, so like I was saying for tomorrow, if you can't make it tomorrow, there is some sort of new awareness that may have you dropping old issues like hot potatoes. So approach with controlled emotions, as we don't want tower moments. We just want direct action in a different direction. All right. So a direction of your choosing. Oh, sorry. So yeah, April, do what you need to. The sun is still in Cancer. We've got another 9 days, I believe. And then when the sun moves into Leo, sorry, 10 days, because the sun is at 20 degrees right now. So we've got 10 days of the sun left in Cancer, where we're allowed to be closed down and snuggle in bed and be quiet when the sun is in Cancer. Like, I know I'm going to pick up all of my social media stuff again when the sun moves into Leo, because I just didn't want to expose myself that way. I mean, I know I'm still doing this, but I didn't want to do the extra stuff. I didn't have anything to say. I'm like, I'm just being authentic and looking after myself right now. So when the sun moves into Leo and I'm like, yay, I'm back. Anybody can still get a reading from me. I just don't feel like shouting my jam from the rooftops right now. So, April, you have permission to just chill out for another 10 days at least. So, excuse me. Right, let's draw a card and then I'm going to get going. Oh, actually, sorry, another one that we have today is Pluto is square Hygeia. All right, so this is that transformative action that can happen when you choose health practices of your own desires. So, Pluto in Aquarius still is looking at that whole bigger picture of needs, and and then with Hygieia saying no, I'm gonna put this boundary up because this is what I need. So a very, very transformative effect when you choose deliberate boundary actions. All right, so that was another one that I liked. So, all right. So the card for today is actually, I just before I read this one, I had it in my head. It has never made more sense to me than right now, when my whole life people have said, pray for world peace. I'm now like, fuck yeah, pray for world peace. So, I don't know. All right. Oh my God, look at that. Look at that. There we go. All right, the Eight of Swords. All right, so during this contemplation where I'm saying identify the feeling, what is that feeling of discomfort that you have? She is sitting here contemplating her life. And look at it's the reflection that shows that she's tied up in the mind. All right. So and you know these are imaginary ties that bind. All right. These are past experiences that we have given that meaning to. All right. We can now identify. Good morning, Heather. We can now identify and release. We can untie these imaginary ties that bind. So just, you know, like I said, it doesn't have to be a 7 hour contemplation session. It just has to be in the moment when when you realize that you're feeling discomfort or you realize that you're frazzled. Take a minute and be like, okay, what the fuck is this? All right, how, if I could give it a name, or if I could, you know, tie it to a person, or if I could do something, you know, it just takes a moment though. Like you actually have to just. All right, so there we go. And Heather, I'm gonna do a coffee morning on Sunday, possibly at Scamander. If you know, if I'll talk about it tomorrow as well. But anybody in that area, I'm gonna be down at my mum's at Scamander. So Sunday morning, I thought I would do a coffee morning for us. So that would be great if you want to come, and I can do a reading if you want, like just a little one, or we could just sit and chat. Anyway, whatever it is, I would love that. So. All right, ladies, have a fabulous day. And just remember, you know, either put your bubbles up, wrap yourself in the proverbial cotton wool. Just don't react to other people, respond. All right.